Welcome back. How's your weekend going? Today I decided to do another pantry walkthrough since it's been 4 months the last time we did one. So since then I've done some canning and some stocking up. So I wanted to just show you what I got, maybe for some inspiration or just entertainment value. I want to keep track of what I need to still do for myself. Tom yum soup, I still have 3 left from last time. From December I canned these, and I'm actually planning to do some more because I really enjoy these. But the only thing about this I didn't like is the snap peas in there, the snow peas, whatever they were too stringy. I didn't like that, so I'm gonna avoid that as much as possible and try some different vegetables this year. Still have some tomato sauce, 3 of those. I still have some carrots. I need to use those up. Now, this year I've been canning kimchi. These I canned from purchased Napa cabbage, but I will have Napa cabbage coming from my garden in a few weeks' time. So there will be more kimchi, but man, I love this thing. So this was about 2 weeks ago, and then I did some cucumber spears using this thing only because I love the taste. Here I have some this year's tomato sauce in quarts. Oh, there's gonna be a lot more of these. I did stock up on dill pickle mix because, as I said, I do like the taste. I have 1 hot pepper pickled, and then here are the kosher dills that I sliced, and these are mostly English cucumbers sliced. So it's a little bit different than what you would expect, but it's all my own cucumbers, so that's what I love about that. I did do some baked beans recently to replace the ones that I used up, so I already been enjoying that. Now, I do also buy some canned beans because, like, I don't have any canned kidney beans and I don't use it as much, so I have just for backup purposes. I have beets because my beets are not doing so well. I got a bunch of chickpeas for hummus. I bought these because they were cheap and they're really good from Aldi. And then I did buy some Goya online because they were on sale, and I think those are a little bit better quality. But you know, when you make the hummus, it really doesn't make a difference in my opinion. Lots of canned milk I use for backup, tomato paste, and I still have some pumpkin from last year. I have 3 of those. On the top shelf, I still have 1 butternut squash remaining from last year, so it's almost time in a few weeks to harvest the new generation, but you can see how long you can keep it if you store it properly. I got a big bag of real salt. I have a big bag of rice. I got some freezing bags for my preservation, and I have some extra wraps here. Behind that I have a couple of bags of sugar, 8 pints of sugar. I have a big bag of 5-pound flour, and it's wrapped up in plastic so bugs don't get in it, hopefully. And I did freeze these a little bit, so if there's any bug eggs that came in with it, those should have froze. I want to show off my findings. I have this little old looking twig basket. It's $2 I paid for this. And then I have this little farm themed display that you can actually plant into. And look at this nice basket I got. I don't know if I paid $3 for this or something. It was really a good deal. I think all this was from the same church sale. I'm gonna go down to the floor to show you these two wire baskets, and they're like substantial. I think I paid $1 for each of these. And eventually I'm gonna hang these somewhere. But for now, it's holding our homegrown potatoes. That's all that's left. Here is homegrown onions. This was grown on the farmland. And here is the other set of onions that I grew here on my homestead. Going down here on the bottom shelf, I have some vinegar. Obviously getting season. I'm gonna have to probably get more. I got some backup oils of all kind. I sure enjoy my hot and spicy ramen. This is still from last year. I have all this tomato sauce that was canned with basil. So I'm gonna have to work on those, make some good stuff out of it. I still have one chicken bone broth. I got some beans that I'm gonna be able to use for a few more months, because this was canned late last year. I still have 2 raspberries from 2 years ago. And what I'm using this for now is I started to make kombucha for myself. So when I do my second fermentation, I use this for flavoring. I just use half of this for about 1 gallon to flavor. It's so delicious. So it's perfect because it has the fruit and the sugar content that I need exactly. But we do have some from last year as well. And we will have some from this year, so lots of raspberries. I still have some lecho left and some pizza sauce from last year. And I do have 3 chickens. That's okay, because again, these were done late last year, so these are good for a long time. And then I have 1 single green bean left. And as you have seen me, I have frozen a lot of green beans this year, so I'm gonna probably use this up first and then start using the ones in the freezer. These are just old leek potato, sweet potato, more beans, and here's the rest of my kosher pickles that you saw on the top. Still have coleslaw from the last time I was canning. I have some more beans left here, dry beans. Here's my garlic from my garden. These are the ones that I need to use from. I still have some in the refrigerator and some in oil that I'm gonna be using first before I use these. And these are for planting next year, so they're kind of separated out, so we're not gonna use those. And here's the store-bought potato. So here we are, looking real good. And again, I'm just wanna point out I'm not a hoarder. I really am not, or a prepper. I just like to have some available food items and other items, pantry items that are ready for me to just grab and use right away. See you next time.